Oh no!
Final hour.
James,
we have made it. I have popped the champagne. And if I could ask the organizing committee to come in onto the stage and everybody else to clear the stage for a little bit.
Get out!
That's Beach's line.
And then a little beach comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, I saw that.
And says,
hello!
That photo exists.
Deeply upsetting.
What does the little beach say?
I love you.
And what do we say to the little bees? Not today.
Nintendo is real!
Oh, sorry.
Join
me, Johnny.
Andrew, I'm so sorry I kept bumping into you.
No, you're totally fine.
Gee, you gotta start passing.
Please share your booty with this couch.
Me too.
It's Bounty.
Oh, it's a warm place.
To the end of the
That's
line.
a different Nine Inch Nails song.
Wherever the end of the line is.
You accepting more challenges now?
$5 million. We wouldn't.
The end of the line.
That didn't take long.
Serge?
Hi.
No open containers.
This is why I say no open containers.
Yeah.
Can I have some of
Everyone
this?
gets sippy cups for champagne.
I'm with you till the end of the line.
You have no leg to stand on with coffee pong, my dude.
And no
We
farther.
didn't spill.
Thank you.
No farther. Yeah, I'm with you to the end of the line.
Actually, how much did you have before we started?
I'm not allowed to drink.
Well, you put some real head on that one,
fizzly
James.
pop like this in this space. I'm not legally allowed to.
There
so
is
this
sparkling
my
apple
first.
juice, by the way.
Yes, please.
Okay, this is alcohol currently.
Need 2 of those,
We need
please.
2 non-alcoholic, please.
Wait, who's having the non-alcoholic? You
two.
Oh, the two of us. Great.
There we go. Thank you,
That's why I'm
Brett.
asking for
Thank
2.
you very much.
Is everybody who wants to drink
Oh,
got a drink?
it's so dark.
We're all good.
We're just doing that.
Paul, did you
He's
get
back
something?
there. He's got it.
Actually,
can I get an apple juice?
It's a rosé.
Sorry, we need one more apple juice. Apple juice.
I'm driving, you know.
Yes, it's important to only drink sparkling apple juice when you're driving. You don't want to get in any
Yeah,
sort
no
of
drinking and
accidents.
driving, Paul.
Does everybody get champagne? Everybody get a drink here?
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah.
We're ready to start.
Shoot it now.
Am I good?
Okay. Hey, we did it.
Oh my God! Good job, everybody. We did a thing.
We did a thing. And the tradition dictates it is now time to begin the 3-hour thanking of all of the people.
The great thanking.
The
Holy
great,
moly, by the way.
the great thanking.
Hey, we got a new number on the front.
What?
It's a 7.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's never happened before.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah.
That was not expected.
No.
In front of you is the organizing committee. These are the fine folks who come together every year and organize this thing, or at least try to. I think as much as we can. I think we do a pretty good job.
Who's missing?
We are missing Ash.
Yep.
And, oh,
Beauty.
yeah. Here, I can hold it.
No, it's good. I got it.
And Kathleen.
Yeah.
It took me a minute. I was staring at the crowd of people and I was like, meh, Kathleen, got it. I got there. So yeah, we are missing Ash and Kathleen.
Yep.
But we love them. And we miss you. We'll see you tomorrow when we come back to clean up. Oh, dear God. Yeah, this was not expected. After last year, I think we all felt rather at peace.
That was comfortable.
Yeah, I have spent the entire week trying to figure out how this is even remotely possible. And I don't think there's one right answer. I think there's a lot of probably really obvious answers that I'm not just seeing right now. But I'm just going to choose to believe that it's because everybody who you see here and everybody who you see not right now, but you will, they'll be here, and anybody who hasn't made it here, we put on one hell of a show. I think we're pretty good at it, and I think people like it, and I'm going to just spend a second and be proud of that, so hooray.
12 years, I hope we are.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're getting.
We're just about there.
We're almost there. I think like 3 or 4 more revisions, and we'll finally have this thing down. I really want to give that Desert Bus for Shrimp a shot.
What?
I think that really has legs.
Really?
We're done.
Yeah, we're done. That's
I'm
it.
leaving the
6 or
organizing
8. Do the
committee.
claws count as legs?
Yeah.
Let's spend the next 20 minutes debating that.
Please.
All right, so here's the deal. We're going to we're gonna cycle in everybody's teams. We're gonna thank everybody. As I said, I do want to just thank all of these wonderful people that you see on the screen. This wouldn't happen without them. So everybody throw some hearts in the chat for these people. They are fantastic and
limit the number of hearts in a single message, or
you get 3 hearts.
Mods will throttle you.
You get a maximum of 3 hearts.
Choose wisely.
Yeah, use your hearts wisely. Exactly.
It's 7 hearts. Maximum of 7.
All right, I do want to thank some people personally. I definitely want to thank Andrew's friend Jaime, who, if it wasn't for him and the generous donation of arguably the best space that we've ever had for Desert Bus, I would say, we would have been probably at the moon base and miserable.
Yeah.
And sick. So thank you very much for the generous donation of the space. Obviously, I hope that you're able to rent it as soon as possible, but if you don't, I'll call you next year. Because, holy moly, I would love to be back here. It has been fantastic. I also personally want to quickly thank the creator of my driver intro, Hank Green, for doing that. It was super sweet.
Lazy.
Super lazy. I loved it.
It's okay.
It made me happy. And it was a lot of fun.
We were calling James lazy.
Yeah. No, I'm incredibly lazy. I made somebody else do my driver intro.
I didn't know we could do that.
Only I can do that. It's only I get to do it.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's fair.
You've set a new standard.
Yeah.
Find famous professional people and
get them to do.
Hey, James, do you want to do a driver intro?
That's famous YouTuber James Turner.
And I think that was it for me. Those were the people that I really wanted to thank. So we could probably move on. Oh, right. After it's right here too.
Yeah.
I want to thank Send With Us, who have donated the venue for our after party. That will be happening in a couple days, and boy, do we need it. We got to clean up first, but then we party. It will be a lot of fun. There will be a keg of beer there. I don't know about anything else. I'll figure that out on Saturday. But thank you to them for the generous donation of space. All right, somebody else go now.
I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to say thank you to James.
Yay!
Our project manager and leader of this organizing committee, for helping make all of this possible.
Thank you, James.
All right.
Do you have an order of...
I do.
Okay.
And I think for this, there's not a whole lot of room for the teams. So
Yeah, I was gonna
if
say
we
we
could
need
make
to-
some space with the people on the floor, maybe stand up near the back here.
Yeah.
Graham, I would like you to come up first.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
And take your center stage and thank your folks.
I will.
Graham's folks.
I mean, honestly, though, actually, my folks, for watching Penelope on the times when Kathleen and I were both scheduled to be at the same time. So, thank you for that, and also thank you for Kathleen. This is like the first Desert Bus ending that she's missed because she's at home with Penelope. So, thank you. I want to give shout outs to Fangamer, to Charlie, Reed, and John for the wonderful t-shirts. John, who did the design for them, just kills it every year. Really appreciate that they've raised a lot of money, so thank you.
I don't know the exact numbers, but it feels like the shirt this year sold better than any shirt we've ever done.
It certainly seemed to go through their preprint quickly.
Yeah.
It was like day one, people were like, it's out of my sizes. Yeah.
So you obviously liked it, so.
Yeah. Thanks, of course, to Penny Arcade and Child's Play, the fine folks at the warehouse who do our merch. When I realized that we hadn't contacted them in time, it was like, okay, we need this to be ready tomorrow. And I heard back from Meredith. She's like, it will be ready at 6:30 a.m., which was ludicrous. So thank you, everyone there, and as always, the support from Child's Play. It was really nice. It was really nice to have Eric back up here. It was great to have Tabby up here.
Yeah.
Hi, Tabby. Great to meet you. Also,
Great to meet you.
that was super fun. I want to thank Mike Lunsford for doing the fabulous poster. The way this normally works is that I contact Mike in a very sort of perfunctory manner and go, "Yo, are you doing the poster again?" And they go, "Yes, I am." And I did not do that this year. Completely forgot. And then Mike posted the "All right, I got my background prepped. I'm ready to go." And I went, "Oh, thank God!" I'm so glad they continue to do this. So thank you, Mike. I want to, of course, thank Ken of Value Added Stacy for his 10th year of delving into the archive of awesome. And again, as he said, he will be back, but in a much more sort of single item role. And he's done an amazing work for us these past 10 years raising money, and we really appreciate you, Ken. Want to thank Steve Dengler, the returning Steve Dengler, which I knew that he was going to be back, but I was still surprised when he actually showed up on camera. I was like, "Oh, hey, Steve," for providing the doubloons, which again Mike Lunsford designed. Yes, the doubloons, DB Challenge coins. Really appreciate that, Steve. And it was nice to have you back here. Also, who else is on my list? I want to thank Max, stage friend. I can't tell you how easy you made my job. Hi, Max.
And ours.
Yeah. Thank you.
And ours.
For doing all what the co-pilot does. That desk there is a whole bunch of admin stuff, and when Max is here, he does that so that the co-pilot can just focus on doing the funny bits.
I gotta say, this is I think the first time I've really seen what Max does, because he's normally not here during. And I'm like, oh. It's like, what? They don't have to do all that stuff?
Yeah. It's real nice.
That's not fair.
Lazy so-and-so.
Yeah.
So thank you, Max. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And
Max.
Thanks,
I want to shout out to Jason Chinnick, Ivelins, and Mangled Pixel for doing video editing stuff for us. Jason edited the intro for Johnny and Liz's shift. Mangled Pixel did the Archer intro for my and Ashley's shift. Ivelins did the Nightwatch intros. Really appreciate that. Outsourcing the editing off-site. And the people who were here as drivers. Alex, Cameron, Kate. Kate Watt, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, my sister also came by, but Alex, Cameron, and Kate, thank you guys. Thank you for being part of the driving team. And that's everyone on my list, I believe.
I'm sure we'll figure out who we've missed at the end.
Yeah, we'll get back to all the people we missed later.
All right. Next up, we've got Jordan and Andrew
And definitely Ash.
and definitely Ash.
That's right, folks. Ash needed to. Ash needed to be right here, looking at my phone, with all of these notes that I helpfully sent myself over Slack. So as Ash, I would like to take this opportunity to thank my co-lead of communications, Jordan. As most of you know, I stumbled into the communications team last year with very little idea of what I was doing, and I was eternally grateful to have Jordan on my team to help me along the way. He's a veteran of the blog team, and he's shown endless patience with me as I learned the job, and he never judged me when I asked the same questions about WordPress 5 times in one sitting.
WordPress sucks.
I mean, he probably judged me, but he never showed it. He's fantastic at his job and brings a necessary dose of morale and humor to the comms room, and I'm so happy to leave this team in his capable hands, as Jordan will be the communications lead for Desert Bus 2019. And because it's now Jordan's job, he gets to do the rest of the thank yous.
Thanks, Ash. Before I do my team, I have my one personal thank you, which is to TQ, who's been by a whole bunch earlier in the run, who banged out my driver intro in a very short turnaround time with not a lot of help from me. Thank you so much, TQ. It was awesome. And Lord Hawk, you sent me a terrible, terrible thing.
Hey, and congrats on your first driver shift.
And I wasn't the only one who cried. All right. I've got a large team, so I had to write the whole thing down. So I'll be staring at a laptop, and I apologize. We have an incredibly large team to thank this year because, as it turns out, it takes a lot of people to try and distill what Desert Bus is into words. So to start all of that off, I'd like to first welcome up Dan.
That's Dan Woo.
Dan has. Dan has been kind of our solo PR department for the last 2 years, and he has put a tremendous amount of energy and work into getting us that mainstream press coverage that is so elusive for us. Dan's work began several months ago, before the event even began, and reaching out to every single major news source he could get his email to. When it came to the actual run, Dan also pulled double duty. We're probably going to have Dan up again with guests because he was dealing with news outlets and bloggers and anyone we could reach out to talk about us, doing constant updates on press releases and other major milestones. And then when the guests showed up, or when when news came by, Dan was there to lead them around and show them what was what. So thank you so much, Dan. I look forward to continue working with you as PR. We're going to have you exit because there are a lot of
Rotating cast. So many people.
If I could please now get my bloggers up. This is going to be Tim, Nina, Matthews, and Steph.
Yay!
Fight!
I hate this. That was miserable. All right. So.
Okay, Beach, come on. Let's go. Now, you and me. Just
come on.
No.
I've lost control of my thank yous. From left to right, we have Nina, Matthew, Steph, and Tim. Tim and Steph were our returning bloggers from previous years, and they brought an incredible amount of knowledge to the blog. It always feels good when I can walk in, ask one of them to do a post, only for them to reply that it's already halfway done. What took me so long to come up to them? Like, why did I wait so long? This is already done. This happened 10 minutes ago, Jordan. It's a good feeling. I also want to add on an extra thank you to Tim for putting in an absurd amount of work before the run, almost single-handedly writing all of our sponsor and guest thank yous. There were several nights where Ash and I were sitting down, getting ready to get on a call and write some posts, and Tim already did them. So much work. Thank you, Tim. A ton. Thank you, all of my bloggers. You did an amazing job. Nina and Matthews, you were brand new to the team and were absolute aces. You both took extremely well to finding your own voice on the blog and adapting it to Desert Bus, and you were able to very quickly support your fellow team members in all aspects. I could not be happier with the additions to the team this year. Thank you, bloggers. Now get out! Because our team is big. Blogs. And my computer went to sleep. There we go. Now, if I could please get our social media friends up here. Yeah. That is Kelly, Matt, Julie, and PJ.
Tweets.
Comps does not approve of this chanting. It's frankly very damaging to our image to look like a cult.
Look like.
Go.
Ben, can I get like a no cat just constantly? Okay. From left to right, I have Kelly, Matt, PJ, and Julie. Oh, wow. The social media team has a heck of a job through the run. The entire comp team does, but social media is the one who has to be staring at their screen for their entire shift as people reach out to us. We had the returning all-stars of Kelly, Matt, and Julie on social media this year, and it took exactly no time for them to get back into the voice of Desert Bus, which is always difficult, especially if your main Twitter account is maybe on the risque side. No! Joining them this year was PJ, who has brought a long history in social media to the Zeta Shift, guiding a lot of guidance and direction to the overnight. Our social media team faced a big ask this year in that we also started using Instagram, instagram.com/DesertBusForHope. Go follow it.
Graham.
This is just confusing now.
No, wrong one. Get out.
That wasn't instant. That took
Yeah. They had to familiarize themselves with, let's be honest, a pretty bad platform. Instagram is not fun to use. In particular, however, I want to highlight Julie and Ash, who took major ownership of creating a bunch of behind the scenes. My entire team was amazing at creating Instagram content, but I have to shout out Julie and Ash for some of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire time in Desert Bus.
Posting.
Yeah, the bus posting was spicy. Yeah, briefly on the topic of Instagram though, I also want to thank James and Andrew, Andrew, for being major contributors both before and during the run and helping us find our voice for future years. Thank you.
Now get out of here!
No, that's next year.
Never. It is never. I also want to thank our wall. You can't see it, but the comms team has just gotten weird this year. We have a post-it wall, and it's filthy.
I think Kevin can see it if you really want.
That might not be a good idea.
Everything's good. It's edited. We checked.
Oh my god.
It's also on photos.desertbus.org.
All right. I regret doing this now. I've got one more I need to do. Finally, Ash. You better be watching.
She's asleep.
Totally, but someone send her this. Ash stepped into the role of comms lead last year and faced a doozy of a first year, is probably a light way of putting it. She stepped into a department with not a whole lot of lead-up time and had to adapt extremely quickly. We had illness ravage our team, systems that decided just to stop working, and a complicated department to lead. There's a lot of people. Ash crushed it. No two ways about it. Ash did an amazing job last year. We had an incredibly successful year across all of our communications. It was amazing. I was extremely lucky to work with such a great boss. And this year has been no different. After last year, Ash took to leading communications with a fervor I have not seen very often in social media and marketing. She was creating new systems, keeping in constant communication. She was quick to problem solve, always put our team's well-being and health ahead of our duties when it was required, because if you're not healthy, you're not doing good stuff. And ahead of all else, made sure that open lines of communication were between us and the org team and the rest of the run, which is huge, because it means we have a unified message. Ash might be stepping down from leading the communications team after this year, but her impact on the Desert Bus communication team isn't going anywhere. I want to say from the entire communications teams of this year and last, thank you for setting up our department for success in the future and being one bus of a boss.
Wow, Jordan wrote like real good words. I hope everybody else steps up here.
Sorry, it's literally my job.
Yes, I guess it's
that's
fair.
comms.
Yay, comms! Words.
Help! Ben, you had the most turgid of the teams.
I did. All right, next up.
I don't care anymore.
We've got Johnny.
Hi, Johnny.
Johnny.
Well, that could have gone poorly. There.
Do you want to go do it in your room?
Whoa!
Go to your room.
Sounds like my first
I think
time.
Don't go do it in your room. Go to your room.
I have a different order, James.
James is
You're right.
Yeah.
It's fine. Just go. It's fine.
Charles.
easily overlooked.
Not by me.
All right, NASA. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So we have. I wanted to do a couple quick thanks before I start. I want to just talk about Adam Jameson and Carl Childress from VIU, who came down. Took a day off of work and came down and brought a bunch of equipment down and set up all our network for us to employees from VIU. They set up all our network. Thank you so much, guys, for doing that. That was awesome of you. And they donated all the equipment as well. I want to thank Paul for a lot of setup help at the beginning of the run. Paul has a lot of expertise in streaming, obviously, and he was a great help, even though he's not on my team. He did a lot of work, and thanks so much, Paul. Thanks, Paul. Fine, I'll eat my mic.
It's not a magic talkie stick, my dude.
So I'd like to I had almost everyone was a returning member of my broadcast team, and my phone's about to die, so I'll have to do this really quickly. I don't need this. I also want to thank Fugi and Graham for all their work on the overlay. I want to shout out to an amazing team that I had this year. As I said, we had a lot of returning members. I want to thank Sarah so much for her hard work on this team, for taking on driver intros and just being a rock and doing whatever was necessary. And all of the team came in way earlier than when the run started. They were here beforehand setting stuff up, and everyone was working really hard. Thank you so much, Sarah. I want to give a shout out to my man Ben, who did all of our amazing sound setup, helped get the lights all set up. Ben, who has been on, this is your third year on the team, right, Ben? Fourth! Holy. And Ben does an amazing job. I also want to thank, returning this year, Matt, who has the best shirt right now. This shirt is amazing. It's so good. This shirt is so good. Matt came, for all those of you who don't know, came all the way from Germany to come and do this again. He was just in Victoria like 4 weeks ago to visit, and then went back to Germany and came back for Desert Bus. Matt did a lot of really great work on new systems that we hadn't integrated before. Created a lot of stuff for us with Kevin, and integrating a bunch of cool stuff with automation on buttons that we hadn't had before, that made things just so much easier for the team. And your skill set was really important to us. Thank you so much for coming back, Matt. I also want to thank Joe, who's returning for his second year. This is Joe's third year at Desert Bus, but his second year on the broadcast team, for your great sense of humor, your willingness to get in and do anything. I really enjoy having you on my team as well, Joe. Thank you so much for returning. I'm going to thank Sean, too. Sean is a great software hacker, and he has been really, really helpful throughout the year with ideas on stuff. He, of course, worked a lot on the button this year, but Sean helps out in many ways on the run, and you do a great job overnight. Thank you so much for returning to the team, Sean. And brand new this year was Corey, who came into this, he's done live events like this. I doubt you've ever done anything like this before, Corey. No, yeah. There's nothing quite like this probably that you could do, but you came to it right away. He rode his motorcycle from California and came still damp and in all his motorcycle gear, and came to the location here, and it's like, what do we need to do? And he built our lighting system with Ben, and just went and did it. He knew what he needed to get done. You got thrown into a whole bunch of new systems, and you just picked everything up, and it's just been a pleasure to have you on the team. I really enjoy working with you, and everyone on my team I enjoy working with, and thank you so much, all of you, for all the great work you guys have done this year, and I hope you all want to return again. Thanks so much.
Woo! Johnny, you forgot about somebody very special. You forgot about Kevin.
Kevin?
Kevin!
Kevin!
Kevin! Is Kevin dead?
What did you do to Kevin?
What did you do?
She's asleep. It's past his bedtime.
Kevin, where you going?
It's not even on
he's
that
back.
angle.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Hey, Kevin! Kevin, you were an all-star, Kevin. I love you, and I'm really sad that we're going to have to probably buy a new one of you so we can have one next year, because it feels like if we don't, it's just going to be worse.
Yeah,
I gave him a thumbs down twice.
Yeah,
wow.
I about 3 weeks ago, I thought, 3 weeks before the run, not 3 weeks ago, that was 5 weeks ago, I guess. I was like, I really would love, actually what I was thinking was, do we have enough?
Yeah.
Do we have enough 60 frame a second cameras to have all the cameras we need? And I was like, I got this pan-tilt zoom camera to test out. I could use that for something. I was like, oh man, this would make an amazing document camera. And then I was like, I could have it move all around their space and do a whole bunch of stuff that we've never done before. And I was like,
well, maybe it won't work, but it
Oh,
turned
it
out
worked.
pretty good.
It worked
And,
real
yeah,
good.
Unfortunately, this camera is going to be installed somewhere at VIU next week when I get back to work.
You can tear it down next year.
Do we have a mirror anywhere that we could
get a label
point
maker?
Kevin at?
Put a label on it that says Kevin, and just when you install it, just have Kevin be invisible, so that if somebody finds him again in the future,
So
that
in
everyone
30
will know
years,
that
when
he's
somebody
Kevin.
tears down the wall, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that, ideally, we would have like 4 of them.
We need 4 Kevins. I love it. Really quickly, before we move on to Ashton next, because he was in that group that just got thanked, I do want to congratulate Ben and Serge, also on their first drivership this year.
We got 2 points, buddy. On Freedom Crash.
Yeah.
Zero crashes, 2 points, 2 tired boys.
Sweet training montage.
Multi-fouls.
All right, Ashton, get up here.
I have so many people to thank. There's only 20 minutes.
We always
It's
20 minutes.
It's not
Who's
like
going to turn us off?
It's-
We got the
I'm assuming engineering.
Just go quick.
I'm gonna give Fuji and they're out there here already. I'm gonna make you guys wait.
Wow.
So that's what you do when you're the boss. Come on.
Wow, the power move. What are you doing?
These 2 boys over here, Mike and obviously you know Fuji. Mike was new this year.
Hi, Mike.
Mike did an awesome job.
Welcome to the cult.
As I was standing here, he's like, "So there's 2 database backups running. I'll just stop that for you because I'm pretty sure you didn't want that." I'm like, "Great, the site's not going to go down. So great, thanks, Mike." Mike's been proactive and just went straight into overnight with no problems and just fit in like part of the team. It was awesome. Mike, you did a great job. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Fuji Chris. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like framing the Chris. I don't know what to say about Chris that hasn't been said already.
So many
boy
things.
Fits so much tech in this boy. But yeah, Chris's comment to me this year before the run started was, "I want my birthday present to you this year is for you to do almost no work before the run starts," and he delivered. He did an incredible amount of work on the implementing Ross's design on the main site. I know a lot of you have commented on really liking that. I think it's awesome. A lot of people here have said it's awesome. Yeah. Ross did an incredible job on the UX UI for that. We spent a few months before going through and back and forth with designs, and I think the end result is really great. Next year, it's going to be even better. We're going to do more work on back end, but yeah, we'll show you that next year when it's ready. Thanks, guys. No, thanks to more people. Also, Andrew this year was an amazing help for tech-related activities. If it wasn't for Chris and Andrew's work earlier this year, you would not be seeing probably half the stuff that has happened this year. I got really busy near the end of the year and was not able to work on a lot of Desert Bus stuff. Thank you so much.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
You're the best, buddy.
It was, yeah. I promised myself I wasn't gonna cry. Joe, I'm sure Ashley's gonna cover this as well, but the shipping app this year to handle printing of Canada Post shipping labels, which sounds like a really simple thing, but saves the shipping team so much time. Joe did a very good last-minute job on this because we didn't get back to him until very late. Yeah. Very late in the run. Maybe cut back to Joe there in engineering, and Joe can wave because Joe did an awesome job. Hi, Joe. And just making not JoJo, and just making changes and upgrades to it throughout the run as shipping was going through and finding things that didn't fit exactly with the way they did things. Just doing upgrades as we went was awesome. It's the Desert Bus way. I'm going to bounce through all of our mods and VST people now. There are a lot of them, but there needs to be a lot of them. Our mods, Admiral Memo,
Good start.
Rebellious, solid start. Rebellious Uno, TXC2, who is new this year, also doing an incredible job. Foxmar, Amit of One, Campwear Hats, Omega Laron, Defrost, Anubis 169, Lord Husk, Sarah Surinde, Lammower, Crows, Dix, The Ocean Who Subbed, Mr. Flip, Kanoki 2, Valkyrie Lemons, and Caffeinated Lemur. Best mods. Best mods. Seriously, I don't know what to say that I much as with the Chris. I don't know what to say that has not been said already. You all are awesome. You do an impeccable job, an unparalleled job every year, keeping this community what it is. So thank you so much for that. The VST, Shrimp. The Video Shrimp Team. I'm not going to deface their name like that. The Video Strike Team, who get videos up before they air, and I don't know how. Yeah. And we had CBC come in today, or not today, earlier in the run, to do a short piece. Not CBC. It's a local news station. CTV. To do a short piece on one of the people at Desert Bus. Do a short piece on Desert Bus. I asked them for some video clips of somebody from the entire run, and they went okay. And about 5 minutes later, I had an entire video to hand over to CTV, which was awesome, because they are so fast. So I'm going to run through their names here quickly. Hardware and software providers this year: Anubis 169, Dave Random, DLM Suite, Master Gunner, and Sokar. Shift supervisors, because apparently that's something they have.
Wow.
Additive of One,
More
Build a
advanced than
Cat,
we are.
Dicey, Kid Roar, Sokar, and Woken Click. Their video editors, also Amit of One, Build a Cat, Katiri, Dicey, Ekim, Elemental Alchemist, Jill, Jace Greywool, who also does GIFs for us, as well as Camper Hats, actually. Kid Roar, Master Gunner, Rubik, Sense Amidst Madness, and Sokar. And then our spreadsheeters, Two Steps, Admiral Matt, Betsy, Brainstew, Bubba0077, Crusher, Diggy, Dobby Crockett, Erudite, Cynic, Faili, HP Braincase, Hub King, Jalen Beatty, Caleb, Lady Sephiroth, Lord Zorano, Lunic, Miark, Moatman, Noi2222. Yeah, I got it.
Were you able to tell?
Probably not. Okay, we live here now. That's the next person. Very apt. Roar, Reptile, Rutdock, Sector 88, Starlit Ghost, Steam Castle, Telnior, Thinks Too Much, Tired Nile, Og Sunlight, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Zelarico, and Zelda Zatch. Thank you so much. You put in so much work every year during the run. I don't know how you do it, but I am very thankful that you do.
VST.
VST. VST. VST. VST. VST.
And then on a personal note, I just want to thank my partner Kara for putting up with me for these many months.
Yay, Kara.
Kara, formerly of communications team, who is at home now sleeping, hopefully, like we all should be. I'm going to drop some quick stats here before I go.
Ooh, yes, please.
Yeah. These are some spicy stats.
Our maximum number of viewers this year, 11,026.
That is a new record.
New record.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Number of hours watched. I'm going to go down the line here.
Wait,
40.
Number of minutes, right?
No, sorry.
Start, yeah.
Number of minutes watched. I'm going to start with 45 million minutes,
which is
750,000 hours,
and that is
31,250 days,
which turns into
4,464 weeks,
and that would turn
85 years.
85 years
of Desert Bus watched.
Is that how long we've been in this room?
I believe, yeah.
that tracks. That tracks.
That's an entire lifetime.
This year we had over 6,300 unique donors.
Wow.
Thank you all so much. An average of $114 per person. And,
What?
And as of
This one's the West, though.
And as of the total that I checked a little earlier against the 160 hours that we will be busing, $1.26 every second. Great job, everybody.
I was gonna say, with regards to the VST, I love when the CTV guys came in. They were like asking for some videos, and they were like, "Do you have it on YouTube?" Because our tech guys set up this cool program
That was great.
where we can download videos from YouTube.
Download videos and chop them up.
And they work just right in our system,
Wow.
and we're all like, yeah.
That's a very impressive.
Very impressive system.
All right.
Don't ruin it for their tech guys.
To be fair, they probably didn't have 50 people working on it like we do.
All right, next up we've got Ashton or Andrew.
That was Ashton.
Oh, shift me again?
Yeah, you gotta do that all over again. We went offline. No, Andrew, go.
Hey. Hi, everybody. It's me, Andrew. I have a couple of small teams here. But number one, I'm going to have to get, for my first team here, I'm going to have to get my good buddy to stop doing his job.
There will be no record of this.
At least for now, I'm still in charge of the photography team, which is myself.
Here, it's fine.
And the incredible Colin Tony.
Can I do his job?
If Colin's okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also take
How am I
selfie.
doing? How am I doing with this
That's
job?
where you would want to get the best angle,
Just like
actually.
the guy from Al Jazeera English.
Actually, that's great.
Oh, that was good.
Only for us.
Huge shout out to Colin Tony. His second year with us here at Desert Bus for Hope. He has done incredible work and has gone from, I'm assuming, 75% of the photos to about 95% now. So,
96.
96.
Wow.
Yeah. Colin is doing an incredible job. I'm so happy I found him. And I'm so happy that you're here once again, that you were up for this year. We didn't even make it through 2017 before I was like, so are you coming back? And Colin said yes. And it's perfect.
Congratulations!
And you are always welcome. This position is yours for as long as you want it.
Okay, good.
It was incredible getting to spend so much time with your photographs from Desert Bus 2017, making the book. That is when I see the most of it, is because I'm just in the mines for like weeks and weeks at a time. And it gave me a new appreciation for what an excellent job that Colin does here.
Yay!
I also especially want to thank everyone in the comms team for posting our highlights from photos.desertboss.org over to the Instagram this year. I also want to thank Graham for helping us out getting the softcover book ready. As always, I simply just deliver it to Graham, and he does some magic and passes it on to our printers.
Well, I want to thank you for doing it.
Fight!
And for all the other stuff you helped out with. I really appreciate your input. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, buddy. And the other team that I help out here is the Random Dance Party team, which now comprises a surprising number of people. So I want to say a big shout out, first of all, to my two lieutenants, Jordan Hopkins, our new incoming communications lead, and that boy in engineering, Bengineering. Between the three of us, we do the work to put together the playlist that you hear for everything. I also want a huge thanks to Ian Horner for providing the hardware and software, along with Sean Dark Morford over in engineering. Once again, thank you so much. Excellent. You're out here. Come say hi. Yay! Sean has joined the Random Dance Party team this year and is big help. Thank you so much to Kathleen watching at home for being our senior advisor and giving us some help on whether or not we should include certain things. Big shout out to 2 members of the VST who've already been mentioned. Ekim for creating and maintaining that cutter script for us to get all those dance parties cut exactly the way we need them with fades and everything. And Kateri on the VST for making sure that every random dance party that happens here gets captured and put up on the YouTube. I want to thank anyone from the volunteers, VST, anything else who sent us suggestions this year. We may not have included all of them, but I looked at, listened to, and considered every single one. And I want to thank everybody in the building for tolerating our multi-button antics this year. On a personal note, I really want to thank my friends, my partners, Sarah and Sandra. I want to thank my partner, Lindsay. I want to thank Brianna. I just want to say thank you so much for being around and being with me and being contributing to that joy in my life that allows me to do all of this. Everybody I mentioned who's in the building, who's part of the dance party team, if it's not too disruptive, could we do a dance, James?
Dance, dance,
Yeah.
dance, dance, dance,
Ben,
dance, dance,
Jordan,
dance, dance.
Sean, Ian,
Oh, it's
all
already
of the
ready.
buttons are live, so anybody could just do this at any moment. This one's for you watching at home, Leah.
That was a bop.
That was a bop.
Can you?
From the beginning.
I saw that when I thanked you.
Can you tell us what percentage of the dances we did?
Nice bus stop.
Bus stop there, Paul?
Dang.
Still counts.
What's up?
Yeah.
I think engineering might be able to give us a breakdown. We were
We gotta
at
focus.
We were at 242 last time I checked, out of 409. So need to slim that down a little bit next year.
We got some work to do.
Thank you, everyone
button-
on my teams.
As the buttons got more and more complicated, it became more of like a process to do the dance party.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I got 276 on Dix's log.
We're gonna have a different gig. We're gonna have a different gag for next year. But don't worry about it. we're gonna find homes for these buttons. We'll get to that.
Next up, we got Ashley.
Yay!
In shipping.
Ship.
Wait, I'm saying ship,
No,
right?
that's comms again. They were the thirsty team.
Right.
Bus.
All right, so I am the lead of the prizes and shipping team. I have a small team now because it's just Megan here right now. Megan, Erica, and Joe.
Yeah.
Megan.
Yeah.
Megan.
Erica and Joe.
Erica and Joe.
Everybody! No, just Erica and Joe.
So Megan, Erica, and Joe did an exceptional job this year. There were many times during the run where I was completely useless and was sitting on my butt because I had nothing to do. They were shipping everything and I was almost just in the way, which was a kind of a nice treat. So I thank you all for everything you guys did. I can tell you that the mod coins and the VST coins are already packaged up and ready to go. They'll be dropped off at the post office tomorrow. So look forward to those. Yes, we did. It was an exceptional year for shipping. Joe.
Oh my God, Joe.
So I think it was like maybe an hour ago, 2 hours. I don't know. Timing means nothing to me anymore. But you heard a bunch of yelling. It was not the friend zone. It was Megan and I losing it.
In a good way.
In a good way, realizing that we could use the new wonderful shipping app to help put together the shipping labels for the VST. All of the addresses came in a Google Doc, which was great, but they weren't in our back-end database system, and it was just a quick thing, and we were able to get them all packaged within like an hour.
It was a miracle.
Distinctive Joe.
Both Joes. Both Joes.
Joe with an E. Joe with an E.
Distinct Joe.
Other Joe.
Joe did a ton of work to put the shipping app together. I gave him wrong information, and he was still able to put something together that worked wonderfully. With the help of Ashton and Fugi and Andrew, and it definitely made the shipping thing work way faster, easier. It was wonderful. So thank you so much for all the work you did behind the scenes. It was fantastic.
I'm happy to get some.
Hang on.
And now
Still
I'm
saying ship, right?
And now I'm going to put the prize hat on. So, you crafters, I don't really know what to say because you were all incredible. You produced some of the best work I've ever seen. You've raised a busload of money. I'm going to massacre these names, and I apologize profusely. But let's get started. Dial M for Mara, Diane Seifker, Chiming Fish, Bry Young, John Henderson, Anisarian Shade, R10 Pez 10, Fail Squared, Xylo Fabian, Emily Mitchell, Nathan Yessi, Amazonian, Jaya Ballard, Generic Evil Genius. There's, Miranda Graven, Rob Davidoff, Colin, B. Mendel, Tom Walters, Miki Alice, Sam McCoy, Hanovanter, Lauren Callback, Blue Lotus Designs, Ashley, Sam Gregory, Stained Glass Half Full, Ren and Remy, Bill the Bird, Punk Rock Zoologist, Michelle Coopers, Marianne, Jamis Enright, Claire Grayson, Mayach, Robin Roberts, Tiger, Gabriel, Minichi, Erica Carlson, The Geeky Quilter, Andy Jean, Dilettante, Jexabel, Kyle Grayson, Erudite Cynic, I'm sorry, Laura Roberts, Purple Lantern Studio, Michael Boyd, Chris and Emily Von Steele that made the amazing table, Jack Miller, Brain Stew, Aaron Wilson, Stephanie Hagen, Cameron McVeigh, crafted by Colette, Hats Rare Cats, Ashley at Kohai's Painted Miniatures, Eric Johnson, Sarah Loutet, Carrie Emmerich, David, Northern Redsmith, Orion Drake, Scott Just Scott, Lillian Aquin, Sarah Overall, Asa Platalicious, Digital Seahorse, Aya and Christy Crafty Kell, Courtney S., Melissa Welch, Esmeralda Bailey, Sean Robert, Carolyn G., Steph Martin, Maddie Makes, Gary Gal, Vintage Mid-Century Modern Lull, Little Old Lady, Elizabeth Simon, Rocky Mountain Cookies, and Invincible Ink. If I pronounced any of those wrong, I'm so terribly sorry. That doesn't mean I love you any less. And then I'm almost done, I promise. And then for my corporate sponsors, I had Ryan Acker. Somebody put something in here. Phil Plate, Jerry and Brenna Holkins, Take This, Loading Ready Run, Humble Bundle. I wrote it wrong the first time. Damocles Led Development, Heroic Replicas, Momocon, Wizards of the Coast, Cards Against Humanity, Card Kingdom, Mikey Newman, Fangamer, Nest Jumpman, Lone Shark Games, Channel Fireball, Ludums, Darlings, Jagasilk, EA, and Wormwood Gaming. If I forgot anybody, I'm so terribly sorry. It's because of all of these items that helped bring us to the total today. We broke so many records, and it's absolutely incredible. I want to thank everybody for everything you did. I'm leaving the prizes and shipping team in the wonderful hands of Erica. I have all of the faith that she is going to do an incredible job, and I look forward. I hope you all look forward to working with her. She's amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you,
Ashley. Everybody.
All right. Who was next? I lost my list.
We all put our phones away.
I got it. It's fine. Matt and Liz. Miss.
Awesome.
Okay, so Liz and I are the guest coordinators here, and of course it is not without the support of many fantastic guests and visitors that we are able to put this marathon on and provide lots of content and things to see for you. So we had a fabulous group of guests this year. We'd like to thank them all. So starting from the top, I'd like to thank Mikey Newman, Ben Swallow, Molly Lewis, Nick Trujillo, Corey Dickinson, Seth Boyer, Penn Gillette, and Glenn, who helped us coordinate that call and make sure that Penn was able to call in, as well as Dr. Joe Albietz, who called in from Colorado Children's Hospital.
Yes, that's my turn now, isn't it?
It is.
Sorry, Chris Straub, Eric and Tabby from Child's Play. What I love about Child's Play is they don't just come up here to represent, they come here to represent. Jerry and Brenna Holkins, Phil Plate, the Double Clicks, Aubrey and Laser, the McElroys, Justin Travis, and Griffin who call in. Thank you.
Called out.
We still love him.
We still love him, and he had a sick child, so now I'm the jerk. Jen and Trin, as always. And then Mike Seliker and Trevor Kidd coming up from Lynchar Games. Finally, Steve Dangler, Dale and Andy and Maddie, and small Ian, or just Ian, sorry. Yeah, and I have a special shout out to Matt for that one MVP cut on the pen call. Not going to say any more about it, but you
Additionally, we'd like to thank Pika, Lee Sharp, Lily, Carrie, Andre, TQ, Ken, of course, for coming in, and Seamus and Buster for gracing us with their canine presence. And of course, Jaron Talley, who I wrote down on Slack and apparently forgot to transpose to these notes. So thank you, Graham.
And
Jacob, who I also did write down in Slack and forgot to transpose to these notes. I'm just apparently
Should I go to my
bad at
Could
this.
somebody else just check Slack? Make sure.
So of course, Jacob as well. Thank you.
Kate Stark.
Kate.
Yeah.
Kate.
Yeah, Kate came by to visit.
Yeah, Kate did come by to visit, so thank you, Kate, as well. Additionally, we want to thank a few other people around the building. So, first up, I'd like to thank Dan.
Dan, you can come up again.
Dan, you can come up again.
Dan, woo!
Oh my God.
Dan, woo!
So, Dan did some great work for us, especially for me, because my shifts were from 6 until, the late night most of the time. And that left me unable to respond to emails a lot of the time during the run. So Dan put in a lot of work making sure that the guests were tended to while I wasn't able to respond. And so I want to thank you for that. Thank you for the work you did over the course of the run.
The sharing shifts, two jobs, two hats.
Additionally, I'd like to thank engineering for all your work facilitating the calls, making sure that they went off smoothly, and that everything went great. So thank you guys.
We're giving the all done sign.
Oh, is it my turn now?
Yep.
Wow, shipping.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
So, thank you. Because some of our guests are like, here are prizes, and we won't tell you anything about them, but and then you make it look like it was planned. And also, I'm still really sorry about that whole scheduling pins call in the middle of the live auction thing.
It appears to have worked out exceptionally well.
It did okay, so thank you. And to the comms team, because you guys are amazing. Not just doing a lot of promoting and getting the word out, helping to pound me for new bios for people, but also this year we have this amazing thing called the cheat sheet for guests, which is just information to summarize like who they are and when they're calling in, because when we're put on the spot and there's like a face on the camera, sometimes it's a little scary.
Important.
It was a great addition this year.
Right,
so.
and Matt and I are like, we're gonna do this, and then we didn't, and then comms did, and it was great. Yay!
Thank you to my team for doing a whole bunch of work.
Yeah, thank you for doing those. And finally, I have one last thank you, and that thank you is to Andrew.
It's me again.
Yeah, was amazing as a go-between the various teams. You made sure that everything went smoothly, and you stayed on top of me so that I stayed on top of things, and you were at a huge benefit to our team this year. And I really want to thank you for your help and your contribution this year.
Yay! And I want to thank Matt.
And I want to thank Liz.
No, but
right, we talked about this.
Yes,
yes.
That's all right. I was going to say that this year was an interesting year for me, so I was not able to. I had a lot of stuff going on, so there were parts where I had to sort of drop off the math, and Matt helped me, and then you would forget a thing, and I'd be like,
yeah,
so, go team.
Yeah, you did a great job, Liz.
Surge. That's her.
Whiskers.
That's what my friends call me. So I'm very tired. I normally wake up in like 2 hours from now. Hello, everybody. I'm going to switch through a couple of hats.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, like 4:30 is usually.
Yeah. So I want to start off with a thank you to our. I wear the food coordinator hat. So let's start with the food coordinator hat. Those are words. First off, thank you to our food sponsors. Thank you very much to Fernwood Coffee. I think we went through 30 pounds of coffee.
Wow. 30 pounds of coffee.
Yeah, we drank 5 pounds of coffee a day.
Checks out.
So to say that Desert Bus runs on Fernwood Coffee is probably not an exaggeration. Thank you for the continued support. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you very much to Jagasilk, not only for the tea concentrate and the kegs of kombucha, but for the matcha presentation this morning and the physical donation. Thank you for your passion. Thank you very much to Cenote. Nobody here has seen what Cenote has donated yet because they're donating nachos for the after party tomorrow.
Can I have them now?
No. I mean, we could go to Cenote. No, they're closed. It's very late.
Everything is closed.
Not Denny's.
And then thank you to 6 Mile Pub, not only for the party platters for Ken's Facey Night, but also tomorrow morning to encourage our wonderful volunteers to actually come here early and clean up. They're going to be doing pancake breakfast.
Yeah.
So get on down here, get some of those fresh pancakes into you. A huge thank you to the new caterers this year. Thank you to 2 Catering. Not only for an excellent meal plan, but for accommodating an incredible amount of dietary restrictions, from vegetarians to allergies to gluten-free to Ashton, who's just extremely picky.
It's not picky.
Wow. I just don't want to die, sir.
I just don't want to die.
Nobody wants to die,
actually.
What, you want to live forever?
You're unique in that?
Okay, so that hat aside. Next hat, I'm also the nom ordinator, which is the silly role we have. Oh, a Coast Capital scam. That's exciting. What timing?
Noms.
Yeah, so there are a number of wonderful viewers who want to send us little gifts, and I've got a number of humans here. So thank you to Defrost for the after-party cakes. Thank you to Kira Gorgi for the cookies. Thank you to Rocky Mountain for the cookies. Thank you to Weagle for the burgers. Thank you to the Burger Squad for the Can't Believe It's Not Burgers. Thank you to Sergey Thorian for the tea party, to Katrina for the party platter, and of course, thank you to James Turner for all the ice cream.
No, please. No, I didn't say stop.
James, can I get
All right. That hat aside, next hat. Site volunteers. So this is an unbelievably important job. These are the group of people that you normally don't get to see on camera, but work so hard. This is the role that keeps Desert Bus together. It's the glue that grabs everything, and we honestly couldn't do this without them. Literally, the food would turn into poison and we'd all die. So I want to start off with the managers. If the two managers would be so kind to join me. We have three, but one of them decided to sleep, and I'm jealous. So thank you to Paxton, who's not here, and to Rec and Brett. Brett was the evening manager, and Brett was the overnight manager.
Woo!
Zeta there.
Thanks for letting me in, Brett.
You're welcome, Beach. Thanks for driving me home, Brett.
You're welcome, Graham.
Yeah, so that sort of role, basically keeping track of everything, shopping, orders, making sure the people are sleeping, all the good stuff. Thank you, friends.
Thank you.
We'll give a bow, whatever you need to do. And if I could bring out my site volunteers, a couple of whom are probably also asleep. I have a Colin, I have a Robin, who are returning, and I have first-time volunteers. I have a Morgan, a Rob, and a Sarah. I'll get to you. So who am I missing? I'm missing a Robin. Everybody, thank you so much for coming out. This is first time for these three, and I think you absolutely crushed it. So thank you, everybody. So yes, again, for introductions, I have a Colin, I have a Sarah, a Rob, and a Morgan. Thank you, friends. I'll pass you out. I have a very special volunteer who occupies a role all of her own. Emily, if you'd come down. I didn't forget you like I did the other time when I totally forgot you. Hi, Emily. Emily has probably the most unstructured role here. Emily's job is to get all the things that we forget, and we forget lots of stuff.
Or we just run out.
Yeah, that's true too. So Emily is our basically everything assistant. Grabs the things that we need. Keeps immaculate records for invoicing and all sorts of fun stuff like that. So Emily, thank you.
Saves our bus.
Saves our bus. Saves our bus. Saves our bus. Saves our bus. Immaculate records are currently a stash in my glove compartment.
Yay! And I have one other volunteer to thank, and that is Kristen, who is our massage therapist this year. Who donated her time and her unbelievably swole hands to try and help take care of the crew a little bit while they're there. So thank you, friend, who is not here, but we very much appreciate you.
God, do we ever.
Thank you.
Thank you.